Let me ask you a question that most men think about but rarely say out loud. What actually happens if you ejaculate every single day? Is it healthy? Is it harmful? Could it boost your performance? Or could it secretly drain your energy over time? If you've ever wondered about this, you are absolutely not alone. I hear this question constantly in my clinic from men of all ages, all backgrounds, all walks of life. It's one of those topics that lives in the shadows, half whispered, wrapped in myths, sometimes even carrying a weight of guilt. And yet, it sits right at the center of men's health, relationships, and everyday confidence. Today, we are breaking that silence. I'm Dr. Cyra Malik, a board-certified urologist with over 12 years of clinical experience, helping men take genuine charge of their sexual health and their overall well-being. In this video, I'm going to give you the complete picture, the 5 surprising benefits of ejaculating daily, the 5 potential drawbacks you need to be aware of, and, most importantly, how to recognize what is actually right for your body, your goals, and your health. By the end of this conversation, you'll feel informed, confident, and clear, free from shame, free from guesswork. But before we dive in, tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from today? I genuinely love seeing this community come together from so many different places. And while you're down there, please hit the like button and subscribe, because every single week we have honest, evidence-based conversations about men's health topics that most people simply avoid. Now, let's get into it. The very first thing I want to do is clear up the biggest misconception right away. There is no single universal answer here. Ejaculating daily is not automatically good, and it is not automatically bad. It depends entirely on why you are doing it, how you are doing it, and what real impact it is having on your body, your mind, and your relationships. Some men genuinely thrive with a daily release, better sleep, lower stress, more confidence, more ease in their daily life. Others find that it dulls their desire over time, drains their sense of vitality, or even creates performance concerns they didn't expect. The truth is not black and white. It lives in context, your biology, your habits, and where you are in life right now. And if you felt uncertain or even a little confused about this topic, please know that is not a reflection of ignorance. Most men were simply never taught how their bodies truly function when it comes to sexual health. That gap in education is something I have dedicated my career to closing. After 12 years as a urologist, my mission has always been to take complex science and translate it into simple, practical, human guidance that you can actually apply. So think of this as a conversation between a doctor and a trusted friend. My role is to help you understand what is happening in your own body so that you can make informed, empowered choices, not choices driven by myths, fear, or incomplete information. With that said, let's explore the 5 surprising benefits of ejaculating every day. Benefit number 1, pleasure hormones and mood regulation. Have you ever noticed how calm and settled you feel afterward? That is not your imagination. That is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. When you ejaculate, your brain releases a powerful and carefully orchestrated mix of neurochemicals. Endorphins, your body's own natural painkillers. Dopamine, the reward chemical that motivates, energizes, and creates a sense of accomplishment. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, which fosters connection, warmth, and trust, and serotonin, the mood stabilizer that keeps your emotional baseline even and steady. Biologically, this release essentially resets your nervous system. Emotionally, it can soften anxiety, lift your mood, and help you feel more grounded and present. Practically speaking, that can translate into less tension throughout the day, fewer moments of snapping at the people you love, less bottled up stress, and a greater sense of day-to-day resilience. For many men, a daily release becomes something like a natural reset button. Not a cure for everything, but a gentle, consistent support for emotional and mental health. Benefit number 2, better sleep quality. Have you noticed feeling pleasantly heavy-eyed after sex or masturbation? There is a clear physiological reason for that. Ejaculation triggers the release of prolactin, a hormone that actively promotes relaxation and the onset of sleep. Combine that with the stress-relieving endorphins and the warm, calming effect of oxytocin. And what you have is essentially a built-in, natural sleep aid. For men who struggle with racing thoughts at night, chronic stress, or even mild insomnia, this can be genuinely meaningful, helping them fall asleep more quickly and stay asleep more deeply. Biologically, it is about your hormonal environment. Emotionally, it is about the relief of finally quieting a restless mind. And practically, it means better overnight recovery, sharper focus the next morning, and more sustainable energy across the day. Benefit number 3, improved blood flow and cardiovascular circulation. Orgasm is not just a neurological event, it is a full-body experience. During arousal and climax, your blood vessels dilate, your heart rate increases, and circulation ramps up throughout your entire body. This vasodilation helps deliver oxygen and essential nutrients to your muscles, your brain, and even your skin. From a clinical standpoint, think of it as a gentle, regular workout for your vascular system. Emotionally, improved circulation can support better erection quality, which in turn builds confidence. Practically, keeping your cardiovascular system responsive and engaged is an often overlooked but genuinely important dimension of men's long-term health. Benefit number 4, lower risk of prostate cancer. This is one of the most clinically compelling findings we have in this space. A landmark Harvard study that followed over 30 men across nearly 2 decades found that men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a meaningfully lower risk of developing prostate cancer. The leading theory is that ejaculation helps flush the prostate gland, clearing out old cells, inflammatory compounds, and other buildup that, if left to accumulate, could potentially increase cancer risk over time. Biologically, this is a natural cleansing mechanism the body performs. Emotionally, it offers real reassurance around one of men's most significant health concerns. And practically, it suggests that an active sexual life may genuinely contribute to prostate protection, though I always want to be clear, it is not a substitute for regular clinical screenings and checkups with your doctor. Benefit number 5, immune system support. Here is a benefit many people don't anticipate. Research shows that sexual arousal and orgasm can elevate levels of immunoglobulin A, or IgA, one of your body's primary first-line defenses against viruses and harmful bacteria. Layer that on top of the stress reduction we've already discussed. And chronic stress is itself one of the biggest suppressors of immune function, and you get a subtle but real and measurable support for your immune health. Biologically, that means a stronger internal defense system. Emotionally, that brings genuine peace of mind. And practically, it is one more reason why sexual health deserves to be treated as a legitimate and integral part of your overall wellness. Not something separate or shameful, but something woven into how you take care of yourself. Now, I need to be fully honest with you, because that is always my commitment as your doctor. Daily ejaculation is not without its potential drawbacks. For some men, it does backfire. Here are the 5 most important concerns I want you to understand. Drawback number 1, compulsive behavior. There is a genuinely important distinction between a healthy, intentional habit and an unhealthy compulsion. If you are choosing daily ejaculation consciously, for pleasure, for stress relief, for intimacy with your partner, that is one thing entirely. But if you feel driven or controlled by the urge, if it begins to interfere with your work, your relationships, your focus, or your sense of self, then it has crossed into compulsive territory that deserves honest attention. Biologically, compulsive behavioral patterns can actually rewire your brain's reward circuitry over time. Emotionally, they often generate cycles of guilt and shame that compound the problem. Practically, they drain time, mental energy, and the quality of real intimacy with a partner. The question I ask my patients to sit with is this: am I choosing this, or is it choosing me? That distinction matters enormously. Drawback number 2, using ejaculation as an emotional crutch. We all encounter stress, boredom, loneliness, grief, or anxiety in our lives. These are universal human experiences. But if ejaculation becomes your primary or your only coping mechanism, it may be masking deeper emotional needs rather than genuinely addressing them. Biologically, over-reliance creates a dependency on one single pathway for emotional relief. Emotionally, it can prevent the kind of real healing and self-understanding that men often need but rarely seek. Practically, it can crowd out healthier tools, exercise, journaling, meaningful connection with others, professional support. Ejaculation can absolutely be a tool, but it should be one tool in a much larger, more balanced emotional toolkit. Drawback number 3, lower sperm count if you are trying to conceive. If starting or growing a family is not on your radar right now, this particular concern may not apply to you. But if you and your partner are actively trying to conceive, daily ejaculation can reduce sperm concentration in ways that matter. Biologically, sperm need time to fully replenish, typically somewhere between 48 and 72 hours. Emotionally, this reality can add real stress to couples already navigating fertility challenges. Practically, I generally advise that spacing ejaculations every 2 to 3 days during active conception efforts tends to optimize the chances of success. This is not about abstinence, it is about timing and strategy. And it is a conversation worth having with your urologist or reproductive specialist. Drawback number 4, reduced sensitivity or diminished desire. Paradoxically, and this is something I see clinically more often than people might expect, too much of even a very good thing can blunt your body's reward system. Daily ejaculation, particularly when it becomes rushed or highly repetitive, can gradually lower physical sensitivity or reduce spontaneous sexual desire. Biologically, your brain adapts, and in doing so, it can dampen the impact of dopamine release, leaving you feeling flat rather than fulfilled. Emotionally, this often manifests as a kind of gray, unmotivated feeling that men struggle to name. Practically, you may find yourself less aroused by your partner, less present in intimate moments, less connected to your own desire. Even a short intentional break, just a few days, can meaningfully reset sensitivity and restore that natural spark. Drawback number 5, performance issues linked to rushed stimulation. If daily ejaculation consistently happens through hurried, rapid stimulation, your body begins to learn and adapt to that pattern. Over time, this can condition responses like premature ejaculation or contribute to performance anxiety when you are with a partner in a slower, more connected context. Biologically, your nervous system adapts to what you repeatedly practice, including pace. Emotionally, this creates frustration, embarrassment, and a quiet erosion of sexual confidence for both you and your partner. Practically, it can undermine exactly the intimacy and connection that sex is meant to build. The solution is not complicated, but it does require intentionality. Slow down. Explore edging, breath awareness, and mindful stimulation. Train your body and your nervous system for rhythm, presence, and connection, not just for speed and release. So what is the honest bottom line here? Daily ejaculation is neither inherently good nor inherently bad. The answer, as it almost always is in clinical medicine, depends on the individual. The questions worth asking yourself are these: why am I doing this? Is it driven by genuine pleasure, stress relief, intimacy, or something more compulsive? How is it affecting me day to day? Am I sleeping better, feeling more confident and energized? Or am I noticing fatigue, emotional flatness, or guilt? And does it align with my current goals, particularly if conception is something I'm actively working toward? Here are a few practical takeaways from my clinical perspective. First, pay close attention to your body. Track your energy, your mood, your libido across time. Second, experiment thoughtfully. Try daily release for a period, and then try spacing it out. Notice what genuinely feels better for you, not what you think you should feel, but what you actually experience. Third, seek balance. Let sexual release be one component of a broader, richer wellness practice that includes movement, sleep, nutrition, and real human connection. Fourth, Communicate with your partner if you have one. Honesty around sexual habits and needs builds intimacy rather than eroding it. And fifth, please never ignore changes in erection quality, any form of pelvic or genital pain, or concerns about your prostate. Those symptoms deserve proper medical evaluation, not avoidance. If you have carried shame, confusion, or even fear around this topic, I want you to hear this from me directly. You are not alone. Sexual health is human health. It is not a marker of weakness, strangeness, or something broken inside you to ask these questions. In fact, asking them is one of the most intelligent and self-respecting things a man can do. Because the more clearly you understand your own body, the more freedom, dignity, and confidence you carry into every area of your life. Here is the truth I want to leave you with. Ejaculating every day can be entirely healthy, or it can reflect habits that need a little thoughtful recalibration. This is not about following rigid rules. It is about self-awareness, self-respect, and the willingness to listen to what your body is actually telling you. And here is what I find most empowering for the men I work with. You have the ability to adjust. Small intentional changes, adding a rest day, slowing down your approach, choosing intimacy as connection rather than escape, can restore your energy, your confidence, and your sense of real control. And I want you to hear this clearly. Age is not the end of vitality. Whether you are 30, 50, or 70, your body has the capacity to adapt, your health has the potential to improve, and your confidence can genuinely grow at any stage of life. Keep learning. Keep listening to your body. Keep building the kind of life that offers you comfort, freedom, and lasting strength. I'm Dr. Cyra Malik. Thank you so much for trusting me with your time today. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a like, subscribe for more men's health content every week, and share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and this community genuinely means the world to me. And remember, your body is worth understanding, your health is worth protecting, and your vitality at every age, at every stage, is absolutely worth fighting for. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.